Hello, welcome to the Citrus Garden. If you're new here, my name is Christina. If you're not new here, hi, welcome back. It's great to see you. This is a reading for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or if you have any other significant Scorpio placements, there may be a message in here for you. So Scorpio, I'm getting very strongly, just as I finished saying that, Aries and Capricorn energy are coming in very strongly for you. Aries is another sign that's ruled by Mars, as you are, Scorpio. And there's a Saturn influence coming in. So both are very masculine energies. But anyway, so those signs may be significant to you. Maybe you want to check out the last Aries or Capricorn reading on the channel. Just take it how it resonates. Another message that I was receiving for you, Scorpio, was that there is a situation where I feel like the tables are being turned on someone is kind of how it's feeling. And it feels like something where it's like somebody has, in the past, it feels like somebody perhaps maybe there was some sort of event that happened or something like that. It could have been a mistake. I want to phrase it like that. Somebody could have made a mistake in the past that had a negative influence or effect on you. That's just how it's coming through. And it's almost like there's something of like the tables being turned on this person where it's like they are now experiencing the negative consequences of something that happened to you because of their mistake. That's how it's feeling. So it's almost, it is kind of coming through with that Saturn-like energy of like having to learn lessons, even if it was a mistake, because I feel like the unconditional love response would be to understand with compassion that, you know, holding space for people as they make mistakes. Like, nobody is perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. But the key part of the action that's required when somebody makes a mistake is to apologize and fix it. And I feel like that's part of what they're going through at the moment, that somebody is going through this sort of lesson about how to fix a mistake that they made. So just keeping that in mind, Scorpio, this could be you as well. The reading could be flipped. Just take whatever resonates for you. But if it is somebody who made a mistake and caused you harm in whatever way or had a negative impact or influence on you, it's like that's what they are experiencing now, is how it's coming through. Not that this isn't about revenge, Scorpio, and it's not about sort of like getting back at anyone. It's like this is what the universe or their guides are trying to encourage them to do, is to fix an error that they made, to fix something, to correct this mistake, because now they know how it feels, is how it's coming through. So just keep that in mind. It is wanting to come through here because I feel like there's something about the heart chakra that has become blocked because of this situation, where it's like, because it does feel like, especially if it's something where like somebody made a mistake but they didn't apologize or they made no effort to correct their behavior or anything like that, that can lead to like trust issues, right? Like it's kind of feeling like that. It feels like something where it's like the heart space has become closed off. I don't know if it's just specifically to a particular relationship or just in general. Just that'll depend on you and how the situation, whatever it is. But it is kind of feeling like you're being asked, Scorpio, to transmute some sort of heart pain, is how it's coming through within you, in order to unblock the heart chakra. in whatever way. That's how it's coming through. So I feel like there is something here, and I'm feeling it now. It feels warm, like, because it kind of feels like, especially with the two retrogrades we're in right now, the Venus and Mercury, both in Aries, of course, which is your sister sign, or I don't know if that's the right way of saying it, but you share the same ruler, being Mars. There is this sort of energy here of something from the past coming back around, particularly in regards to communication within relationships that is wanting to be healed, right? It's like wanting to remove the swords. But there is a bit of tenderness there, is how it's coming through, like, because it involves sort of taking responsibility for the things that were said, or the things that were done, or the misunderstandings that were perpetuated, or whatever it is, in order to fix a situation. And I feel like all parties involved are being asked to take responsibility for how an event played out, is just how it's coming through. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. Yeah. The first card out, even before I was ready for it, is the Fire Wildfire Moons, which is this card, again, with all that like fiery Aries Mars energy. This is a card about the past, when your temper is triggered and the flames of emotion erupt in a sea of fiery rage. Yeah. The emotional flames are being stoked by past experiences that you are holding onto and projecting onto your now. It is time to let go of the past. These old traumas are bringing you down and blinding you to the seasonal changes that have occurred. You do not have to allow these negative emotions to wreak havoc upon your life. You do not have to continue to burden yourself with their weight and their memories and their scars. Let go of the pieces of the past that are no longer serving you. Let go of these old wounds. Be present and create new emotions for the present. Emotions that serve you and uplift you and add positive vibrations to the collective. Yeah. Scorpio, it is about letting go of the past and letting go of negativity, that there's something from the past that is coming back around that maybe feels triggering in whatever way, or causes anger or emotional experiences that that may be clouding your judgment or your clarity. That's how it's coming through. And I'm not saying that anyone has to like force themselves to forgive someone if they're not ready for it, right? Like, you cannot force yourself to feel something that you don't feel. So if you are still feeling angry about something, holding space for that and finding ways to release that anger and pain in a productive way is how it's coming through. Because you can't force yourself to forgive. You can't force yourself to feel something that you don't feel. So just being conscious of that, Scorpio, that there may be that sort of energy coming back around of like situations or things that made you angry, and you're being asked to work with that. Like, can you transform that experience? Can you transmute it into something else? Can you release it if possible? I know that can be difficult, but I'm going to pull another card from this deck just because that one came out so fast. Yeah. Land, mountain, moon. Grounding your energy as well as how that's coming through. This is a card about feminine energy, of being in your feminine energy. It could also be something, you have this fire, ancestor, fire, sun at the bottom of the deck, which is about picking up where your ancestors left off on some sort of task or path or destiny. Okay, this land, mountain, moon. The peacock card, the peacock animal symbol is coming through with the peacock card from the animal oracle deck, which talks about being able to digest all of your experiences. It's an inner beauty that shines outward, but it is talking about sort of like this feminine energy. I was getting something there, especially with this wildfire card of like slowing down, right? Like, because it could be that there's something about a situation that may be sort of triggering or causing anxiety or like causing this sort of like fiery reaction. And the answer or part of how you may be being asked to like work with it is to slow down. There's something about like regulating your nervous system that feels like it's significant, like doing very calming exercises or stretches or like yin yoga, rather than like something that's like very activating or something that gets your heart rate pumping, right? Like it's wanting to be calmer, something that soothes rather than excites, because it may make that sort of reaction flare up is how it's coming through. It's a slowing down for sure. A slowing down, a nurturing, quiet. Because that feminine energy card, I feel like there's something else there. 1 second. Give your inner masculine a rest. You're being asked to activate your feminine and to rest there and to allow it to lift you to a higher vantage point where you can see past the horizon out into a beautiful new realm of possibilities. Yeah. Give the inner masculine a rest is how it's coming through. It's a card about receptivity. Compassion and empathy are also coming through very strongly for that. Okay, I'm going to use the fairies next. Okay, what is this situation for Scorpio and the guidance? He of the Fiery Sword, which is really interesting because this is a masculine energy. And it talks about willpower and the, it gives you the power and the drive and the courage to do what is necessary, right? To follow through on things that are difficult but necessary. The ability to fly and rise above things. There's a need for clear and focused will and a determination to carry through on decisions, even if much effort is required. This energy enables us to burst the bonds of an outgrown way of being and move on to the next level. He indicates that this is a time to take action based on clear spiritual will. His presence indicates great strength and great potential for good. It also reminds us that if we call upon him, we will receive assistance. Okay, so maybe you were needing assistance to do something difficult. And it says here, spiritual will, justice, and protection. I do feel like you were protected in something, because now it's coming through like this. Like, your ancestors are offering their protection regarding a situation. Because I actually feel like, Scorpio, maybe this sort of anger or triggered situation is not your energy. That might be a situation that you're in. And it's almost like you're taking a step back from it because it feels kind of like you're in this energy of empathy or compassion or understanding of whatever this person or this situation is going through. And you have protection here. Again, because this is coming through with this justice energy, it does feel kind of like there is something happening, not necessarily through your actions, Scorpio, but through the actions of the universe or your guides or spirit or whatever you want to put there, whatever word you want to put there, your ancestors even, that are following through on some sort of justice is how it's coming through. Again, turning the tables on something. She of the Cruac coming out next because these two are the same, are like two halves of a whole, the he and the she. So I'm going to read this one as well, but there is that masculine and feminine energy. There could also be a masculine energy that is protecting you from something. That's how it's coming through. If you are the feminine, just take it that how it resonates. If you're masculine energy, perhaps there's something where it's like you're finding the strength to follow through on some sort of difficult task or something that involves protection of something. And again, that doesn't have to be gender-based, right? But it does kind of feel like you're protecting, if you are the masculine energy, you're protecting a space, it feels like, or something that's quite precious to you. Okay, I'm going to read She of the Cruac. Yeah, receptive principle, nurturing, and fertility. Keep in mind, Scorpio, this could also be two aspects within yourself. Like you have the active and the receptive principles both working together. This could also be two energies. Just take it how it resonates for you. Okay. She of the Cruac is the holder of all of our sorrows and all of our joy. The miraculous chalice is the womb of birth and the cauldron of rebirth, the chalice of healing, the container holding the germinating seed. She is the body, the soul shrine that holds the spirit and keeps it from being lost or dissipated in a formless fog. She is pattern and form in the abstract and in the specific. Within her, we take form, grow, achieve fulfillment, and let go of that form to move on to the next phase of our being. All of the universe, each individual particle, every being is cherished by her. It radiates comfort and nourishment, nurturing to the cards around it. The need for unconditional receiving, of making the best of what we are offered. Okay. Unconditional receiving, which is really interesting. Scorpio. Maybe you are... Okay, so there is a feminine and a masculine energy here. And again, it doesn't have to do with gender. It's just like in a situation or dynamic, it feels like there's one energy that's more active and one energy that's more receiving. Okay? That's just how I'm going to define it. I feel like there's the active energy, the more masculine energy in this situation is going through something where it's like they're feeling triggered by something, or there are past wounds that are coming up that maybe are triggering energies of protection. Like it triggers this need to protect something or someone or self or whatever. It triggers this energy of protection. There's a Mars in Cancer aspect that's coming through there because that's the transit that we're in right now. The action is to protect is how it's coming through. That's how the masculine energy is feeling. Whereas the feminine energy is sort of receiving this protection, it feels like. The interesting thing here, though, is that I feel like the feminine energy is being asked to receive that unconditionally, because or to make the best of whatever the situation is. It feels like the feminine energy is protected from something like this, like some sort of situation that is triggering a need to protect. Okay. Can I get one more card? Fairy that was kissed by the pixies. I love this card. I really love this card. You have Nalise the Alchemist at the bottom of the deck, which is a card about transformation and change. Irreversible change. And that things are starting to pick up speed. Things are moving. The fairy who was kissed by the pixies is a card about love. Of unconditional love. The love given and love received, metaphorical open heart surgery. That it is feeling like that. Open heart surgery. Okay, this is a time to open and heal our hearts. Different aspects of life may well be flowing happily together, healing separations and hurts from the past. Bonding may take place and deep feelings emerge. Changes for the better may occur in all aspects of life, but especially in relationships, which may be deepening and becoming richer. You may be experiencing love therapy for opening the heart as new relationships begin and old ones develop. Okay. But again, there is something here about something of the heart that is blocked. It's like doing surgery on the heart, but removing some sort of trigger or wound is how it's feeling. Like, it does feel like the Three of Swords, like pulling out the swords. So that could be uncomfortable, but it is wanting to emphasize here with this card that this is a past energy that is being triggered. It's the past energy. It's not happening right now is how it's coming through. And that's what's wanting to be healed. Because I feel like there's something about this situation here where the masculine energy might be confused about, or like feeling confused about something, because there's a past energy that's causing confusion. Like a past situation or something like that. That's clouding judgment or maybe not judgment, but clarity. A lack of clarity. So there's something of the heart chakra energy that needs to be cleared out or healed. And I feel like the feminine energy is helping to do that. Because it is sort of like it's the Ace of Cups, the She of the Kurat card. Or the whatever goes into the Ace of Cups. So there's this energy of like holding all of the pain and the sorrow, but as well as like all of the joy and healing that. So especially if there's something where it's like somebody's feeling like they need to protect something, or because it feels more like something where it's like justice versus revenge is what's coming through there. Just being conscious of that, Scorpio, especially because this is a Scorpio reading. Just careful, just be conscious of that line. Because I feel like there's something here of like nurturing and like letting go of the past that's really wanting to come through. Okay. I'm going to pull a card from the Starcodes Astro Oracle. The first house, arrival. This is okay, so this is a card about the self, but it is a card about taking responsibility for how you are perceived by others. So if you are being misunderstood by other people, then is there something that you can do to clear up that misperception? And it may not be your misperception, right? It may be somebody else's misperceiving you for whatever reason. So just being aware of that. It's really interesting. Okay, the first house can also bring with it a surge of temper or other strong emotion that rushes to your head like mercury in a hot thermometer. If this happens, bring your awareness back down to your feet. This metaphor also applies to a business or project. Leadership may be too strong, and attention needs to be brought back to the boots on the ground. Yeah, there's that other energy here, because it's like there's something here maybe where it's like tempers are flaring or something like that. This is a card about anger and being triggered by the past, right? And this one's really about grounding and being in sort of your feminine energy of nurturing, self-care, that kind of thing. So there's something about that that's coming through with the first house, especially in terms of like how you are being perceived by others. And whether or not that is something within you where you are not portraying yourself clearly, or you're not showing up the way that you want to be perceived, or if it's somebody else is misperceiving you because their lens is not clear. So I don't know what that is for you, Scorpio. That'll be up to you to determine. It may be something here where it's like somebody may be triggered by you as well with the Scorpio energy. So you may be triggering someone, but is that their lens that is not clear, or are you misrepresenting yourself, right? That there's that sort of balance happening in your reading. So just take it how it resonates. If there are sort of angry energies or tempers flaring, just being conscious of like, is that person triggered by something that is their own lack of clarity, or are you contributing to that misperception? That's just how it's coming through, especially with the Mercury and Venus retrogrades in Aries, because that Aries energy is coming through as being like, perhaps there's energies where, especially because Aries is an active sign, it's one where it's like things are moving, there are actions that are being taken, but maybe the actions are not, they could be sort of coming from a place of like being triggered, right? Like someone taking action because they feel triggered by something. Maybe it's not in alignment. Like maybe there's something here where I don't know, your feminine energy will be necessary in order to help transmute this, right? It's like So what that means for you, Scorpio, is receive unconditionally, where I feel like you're going to be receiving a lot of energies, and all of it may not be positive. That's how it's coming through. All of it, it's not all going to be happiness and joy. You will also be receiving energies that feel like this, because it's just how the energy is coming through, right? Like, it's going to be energies where people feel triggered, or there's past anger or conflict or things like that that are coming back around that are wanting to be healed. And your guidance here is to receive it all unconditionally. Don't block anything out. And then make the best of whatever it is that you receive. Because I feel like there's something here where it's like healing is wanting to come in, right? There's this sort of heart surgery energy here where love is given and love is received. But there may be an energy here where somebody's blocking something from coming in because it's triggering, right? But I feel like what's coming through here is like having sort of the courage or the willpower or the strength to know that even if you do receive something that is difficult or whatever it is, that you as an alchemist can transform that within yourself, and that you can transform it and give love is how it's coming through. I do feel like there is something that wants to come in from the past where it feels like this is something that caused like a 3 of Swords. So inviting that energy back in feels like, no, not doing that. It's become a block is actually how it's coming through. And again, Scorpio, you can't force yourself to feel something that you don't feel. So if you don't feel ready for that, I understand. That's how it's coming through. It's just wanting you to be aware that part of the feminine energy here, the guidance from the feminine energy, is saying, like, receive unconditionally. Don't put constraints upon what comes in. Because I feel like there's something here that really wants to be healed, but maybe the masculine aspect, the need to protect something, is preventing that healing from happening. Okay. You have the South Node at the bottom of the deck. The past, of course. Okay. Scorpio. I'm going to pull one more card from the Energy Archaeology deck. Perspective. Yeah, okay. Perspective, the orbital. Yeah, when it's in balance, insightful, purposive. When out of balance, aimless, blinded, and searching. Perspective gives you the gift of seeing more, not only with your eyes, but with your other senses, including your expanded ones. Pausing in a place where you can gain perspective is an evolved trait. It means you're not scurrying from one thing to another, thinking you need to change with your environment the minute it changes. Slowing down and gaining perspective gives you the ability to work with your environment rather than react to it, and to change the future by purposeful design. Let the energy of your environment swirl around you for however long it takes. Sometimes perspective can be gained in a split second, but it can also take its sweet time solidifying into guidance that you may not have recognized in your haste to change the way you see things. Integrate what it feels like to allow yourself to be moved before you do the moving. What am I too close to right now that needs me to step back and gain perspective? Am I afraid of stepping back from something? What will happen if I give it space while I gain perspective? How can my expanded senses help me gain perspective? What do I need to see, hear, or know about the circumstance or person? How can gaining perspective on this help me respond in a new way instead of react from habit? Okay. So maybe there is something that you're too close to, and that you need to step back to gain perspective. Again, there's that feminine energy, especially with this energy of like there's tempers flaring. It doesn't have to be anger. It could just be anything that sort of like is fiery, right? And that could be even positive energies that are fiery. It's like you don't want to. Again, it's very Aries. It's taking actions perhaps without the thought or without consideration, or like moving too quickly, right? Before things have had time to settle. That's how it's feeling. So this energy is encouraging taking things slowly, slowing down, stepping back, and gaining perspective. That's how it's coming through. Okay, Scorpio. Because I feel like there's something here where it's like a situation maybe that feels like you need to react or respond to it. And I feel like the guidance may be actually like, you don't have to react or respond right away. You can take time, because I feel like there will be a solution that may present itself in the pause energy, right? Like when you're still, when you're calm, rather than reacting to something hastily because you feel like you need to, or else something's gonna happen, right? Like it's that kind of energy, like just taking a step back, taking a deep breath, slowing down, regulating your nervous system. All of that energy is coming through as being like a calming, soothing, feminine, holding, receiving, nurturing kind of energy. Okay. I'm going to leave it there, Scorpio. If this reading resonated with you, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.